Alright guys, welcome back for this week.
Yep.
So last week we showed you guys, we talked about
The first transfer,
about prepping, the myths, pretty much what we did. And then towards the end of that clip, you guys saw, that we did test it that same day before we went down to actually get the actual test, which is like the blood work. And the nurses always told us that those pregnancy tests usually don't tell you pick it up because
it's kind of early. Because at that point, in real timing, you wouldn't have missed your period yet. You would be like right there. You'll be close to the day where your period's supposed to come on, but you're not past it yet. Because most people in a normal setting, they would wait till they miss their period days after and then realize, wait a minute, my period didn't come on. So it would have been past 10 days at that point. So they recommend the blood work. They recommend you not test. Mm-hmm. But we kind of fell into that hole.
Yeah, we did.
And tested.
Because, if you have never had kids and you always wanted kids and you were struggling for years, to conceive, I'm trying to get the professional word out of there, but trying to conceive and nothing has worked, and now you have a possible chance.
Yeah, when you're trying, it's different. Yeah, it's different when you're trying versus you're just going about your life, have sex, and then you notice, bam, you miss your period. Then that's a different thing than actually having dates and timing when you're actually trying and knowing when. Yeah, so it's supposed to.
It's definitely. Today we'll be talking about more about our feelings and how we felt. That day, I was still hopeful.
Yeah,
we were both hopeful.
Yeah, it was kind of like,
it was like, what, we understand that about the process and that the test can not work, and that's.
I think he was more hopeful than me.
Yeah,
I think for me, because I told you guys in one of the early videos, I am not the most patient person. No. So for me, I think at that point I was already like, okay, it didn't work. Yeah. Yeah, but you were still like, well, they said to come in and do the blood work, so that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, that's pretty much like, and I was literally still hopeful. Like, I was hopeful for the both of us because I knew she wasn't like happy anymore. Like, I could tell in her face. Down. Yeah, she was like already gone, and it didn't hit me until. Hold on, let me compose myself. Shoot. Oh boy. It didn't hit me.
I was trying not to cry. Whew. This is hard, guys.
Until after we got the phone call. And I was strong. I kept it together because I knew she was down about it. I was down deep inside. But
he didn't show it. He was trying to be strong for me. So
yeah. It was a lot. It was a lot.
Like we knew it might not work the first time, but we were like hopeful that we would get the first one.
Yeah,
even though we know it might not work the first time. For me, I think I was like positive the whole time. Like, okay, you gotta be calm. You gotta keep it together. He can't do this. He can't be stressed. Yeah. So when you get that phone call, it's the first time that you're like
it hits. It hits hard.
Yeah, definitely.
And I was strong. I was definitely strong throughout the whole process. And I shoved myself away from her. I'm very sorry.
No, it's okay. I remember when we took that test at home, and I just that clip you guys saw with the pregnancy test, and I remember just shutting down the phone and coming on the couch and just sit down and wrote down.
Yeah, we had a rough patch.
We processed things differently, and for me, I had to sit by myself and think about things and kind of process everything. For him, he was like, why are you not talking to me? Why are you not saying anything? But for me, I was still trying to process the fact that I'm the reason he's not going to probably have a child. So.
And I never thought that. I never
know.
thought that. Like,
But as a woman, or even if you were the one with issues and I didn't, you would probably think like, damn, like I can't give my wife a child. So that was kind of what I was going through at the time. And we said we would do a separate video on the emotional part, but I think we got back on track pretty fast after that. But I needed time to come to terms with what was going on and what we would have to do to try to have one. After doing it and it not working, then it definitely, I broke down. I definitely broke down. It was hard to tell my mom.
it's funny because, like, it's not funny, but
It was hard to tell everybody.
It was. Like, it really was. Because it's like, everybody was like, I don't know, in a way, at that era, everybody was negative. So I didn't want to talk to anybody.
Well, not everybody, but I think people didn't understand.
I felt that. Towards like everybody else, because I felt like,
my mom,
even though I would say, hey, it didn't work, I'm sorry, but they'll be like, oh, I'm sorry, just try again next time. I was like, that's it.
I think a lot of people didn't understand like all of what it took, because we go about our day just being positive, but they don't understand like the sacrifice, the financials, the physical, like the shots.
It's a lot.
It's
a lot. Even though at the beginning when we first did it, like when we first found out, I didn't show my emotions. Now, like, it comes out.
Yeah, we've been worried about this for a long time, like just reliving everything. Like, I'll break down, but Mike didn't see a lot of my broken down.
Yeah.
He didn't see a lot of it.
I think she didn't want me to see that, because she know, like, for me to see Shamora cry, like, I would cry too. Like, I would cry with her because I feel her pain. We've been together for almost 10 years, thank God.
Well, more than 10, but married almost 10.
Yeah, well, married for almost 10 years, but we've been together for longer than
12,
that. And it's like, I don't know, it's like whatever feeling she's going through, I feel it.
Yeah, I didn't do a lot of it when he was around. Like, I could be sitting on the couch and just break down. If I'm laying in the bed by myself for a little bit, I'll break down. He didn't see all that because he'd be on his game or he's at work or whatever. And whenever I was alone, it would definitely come out. And yeah, that one was rough. Like we told you guys, we don't even have a lot of footage of those raw emotions because I couldn't even pick up the phone or the camera back then, the phone, to film any of that. It was just like a shutdown period from there. And there was no like real reason why it didn't work either. That's another thing that we had to deal with, was like why it didn't work.
Yeah, we went through a lot of whys, and
because even with the lining checks, my lining was probably past what they wanted it to be.
Yeah,
hormones, everything looked good.
Everything was like was perfect for the transfer. Everything was perfect for the embryo to
and we
stick.
used one
and
of the best
like,
out of the 9 embryos.
Yeah, we did. We actually had like 4 best ones.
Yeah,
like
4 or 5 best ones.
So
but we picked one, and it was one of the best. We didn't know gender or sex.
No.
And it just didn't stick. So even though it didn't stick, and it might seem to a lot of people like it wasn't like a real baby yet with a heartbeat, it's still, to us, it was a loss.
Yes.
It was a loss of one of the 9, and it was a loss of like one of our kids. Like, it was an embryo that was joined together.
It was still ours, you know. It was just it was hard because even going into the office, like I didn't break down emotionally, but I was aggressive. Like when we went back to the office for the consultation to talk to the doctor, like I was pretty, in my mind I was a little aggressive. Like, why it didn't work? What can we do next to actually fix this? Like, what's the issue? Like, how can we go about this? And they had a plan. They had a plan, and it was
they had a couple really recommendations, like testing if they got the timing right.
Yeah. In
terms of hours, they did like a what do you call it? Biopsy,
like a mock
trial, right?
Yeah, mock trial.
So you had to do everything to test, and then at the end, of course, you're not putting in an embryo. They're just gonna take a sample and send it off and see. And the timing was pretty spot on.
Yeah.
So that was good. I don't remember what else they did at that point, but it was like a mock trial. So they check everything again, and everything was good as far as we knew.
Yeah.
So it just didn't work for that one.
Yeah.
So we had to think, like, what would we do next?
Like, we felt like we didn't want to wait too long, so we wanted to hurry up and get the next process. So,
yeah, I think at the time when we were talking to them about everything, because this happened at the end of August, so going into September, I think they were having another group that was going to start like October, November, something like that, still in 2019. So they did the mock trial, I guess somewhere in September, October, and then they were gonna have you start all over again, same process, birth control, all that stuff. So yeah, that's kind of what it was for that first failed one. Like I said, I don't have a lot of raw on that moment.
It was tough
clips, but it was just hard. It was hard knowing that it failed, because we see a lot of people it works for the first time. So you're hoping that you're one of those people who just works the first time.
Yeah.
And IVF is a science at the end of the day in terms of timing wise, and they're, I don't want to say guessing, but they're doing the best they can to get it right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's pretty much what it is. They did give us like a picture of the embryo. They gave us keepsake of like the straw it was in, so we have those memories to still have. But it definitely sucked, and I felt like I did everything they recommended. Everything that the internet recommends in terms of what you should eat, what you should do. I don't know what else to say about it. It just didn't work.
Yeah, you guys pretty much saw the real emotions that should have happened but didn't happen. And
yeah, we told you guys at the beginning, this is something we've been wanting to share for months.
Yeah.
And I told Mike, I said, I don't know when I'll be ready to like talk about it without breaking down.
And I told her too, I was like, when we start talking about this process, like the first transfer, I was gonna break down because it's been inside of me for so long.
Yeah.
So long.
Yeah, and we'll do our next video would probably be why you should have a support system, and having that support around you, including your partner. I appreciated that he was strong for me, because in that moment, I don't know if both of us could have been down in a way.
I mean, I'm not saying that we would have split up, but we would definitely be more distanced if one of us wasn't strong, and I had to step up to be that person. Because at the end of the day, this is the person you want to spend the rest of your life with,
Yep.
So to speak. But for me, that's true. I put this ring on my finger to make sure that me and her are gonna stick it out to whatever. But so far so good, thank God, and I pray to God every day that this has been going on really, really well. But it's just IVF was hard. IVF is still hard.
It's still hard.
But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video.
I know it was a hard one, not our usual.
Yeah.
Jokes.
So it's not much of an enjoyment.
But it's the reality.
But it is the reality of what we went through, and hopefully that.
And that is still hard.
If you are going through it, just know that there is a possible chance.
Yeah. It works for a lot of people.
You have to be prepared for the bads and the goods. Both sides. You pray and hope for the good side, but you have to be prepared for the bad side too. Because if you're not, somewhere down the line, if you're not strong enough to actually make the relationship work, that relationship can just break down.
I did, obviously your partner's supposed to stick with you, but I'm glad that Mike never blamed me for being something wrong with me.
No.
He never blamed me or brought it up in that way. So, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to think bad, but again, when you think of it as when you do that transfer and they tell you you're pregnant until proven otherwise, you already start to treat it like a real pregnancy. So you're very delicate, you're touching your belly, you're doing stuff like that because you feel like you're pregnant. Yeah. So then when that reality hits that you're not, then it just destroys you. So You just have to be mentally prepared for that. I don't think I was. I think the second time around I probably was more prepared for the next process because I've been through it and I knew what to kind of expect and not to, bring my hopes up too high. But for that first one, it was up there. I was not prepared for anything less than it working. So
we was both prepared that it would work.
You guys can see from us walking in, we were excited. We were excited to be there. I remember my mom saying congratulations before they even put it in there, and I'm like, it's not in there yet. But we just knew it was gonna work. And she prayed for me the night before. Everything. It's just everything we did. I just felt defeated. Like we prayed, It just didn't work.
It just sucks.
Yeah, so this is it for this part. Don't forget, leave us a comment down below. Share it with someone who you might know going through the same thing or have been through the same thing. I think we're stronger now because of it, obviously, and it brought us closer now. But going through it in that moment is not the easiest. So.
No, it's not. So if you guys understand our feelings and you guys like our video or our reality of what we went through, please don't forget, leave us a like, comment down below what you guys think, just talk to us. Any prayers will be fine, not fine, any prayers will be welcomed and will be perfectly welcome. Like we appreciate everybody who's been watching. We appreciate all you guys who's been subscribing, all the new ones, and until next time, guys.
Bye guys.